morning. Good morning. Good rising. Good rising. I gotta program myself to stop saying good morning. God. God damn me. The spell is upon me. It's so hard to let it go. Good rising, you guys. I'm gonna start over. Treat this like a podcast. I need me a mic. I got something I want to talk about. You ain't even gotta be here to listen, but you can listen later. Because this is something that is the foundation of what my movement is about. Neglect, trauma. Repeat it with me. Neglect, trauma. So I woke up this morning and me and my partner, we had a really good morning. We were connecting. We were so in tune with each other that we were scrolling on our phones and we were looking at the same stuff, like at the same time. Not, did you just look at that? I just saw that. No, literally, while I'm watching a video, he's watching a video of the same exact video. I found that so cute because synchronicity, stuff like that, is just thumbs up for me. It makes me feel like that was meant to be. So we have been connecting on a whole nother level. And this is why you cannot underestimate people or stop being who you are to help to try to change somebody or whatever. Just be yourself. And this is not a live to talk about my relationship with my partner now. I'm just giving you the setting of what happened and what led to this. So my journey is not defined by one event. I have so many things that led to my thoughts, my mind, how it's set up, and how I am where I'm at today and the way I think. Everything has a place. Everything has a build up. I didn't just woke up and scratched my ass and decided I want to talk about these things. No, I've been on a journey like this. Hey, Kelly, for all my life. The first book I read, y'all will not believe me, but the first book I read was the Bible. And this is why I am the way I am. I think the way I think. I like to study existential crisis stuff and things about human nature and why humans do the things they do. And I always wondered, why am I like that? So I learned how to read. Oh, if I tell you, you're going to laugh. But I really learned how to read about the age of 8. Okay, this is when I really learned how to read. I remember being about 7 to 8, and I remember um, me and the young lady was reading a book, and she was teaching me the word the. I could have been 7. I may have been 7. I don't know, but I know I wasn't 5 or 6 because I was in first grade. I remember that, but then they bumped me up to another grade. So even though I had just was learning, I was smart. But anyway, she taught me how to read the Bible, and this is why I am the way I am. As far as I go, I'm deep diving into spiritual stuff. I'm not just one way. I'm not just you know surface level. Go to work, go to school. I go deep. So this morning, me and my guy had a really good morning, and good. We woke up good. We literally had a great morning. It was good. You could see the growth in both of us. I thought I was growing on my own, and I didn't think that he would catch the drift. And he actually has grown too. That's one thing about being with an intelligent man. He is very intelligent. So kudos to him. I see the growth in you, baby. You are awesome. So when he left out, I had a moment and it was like my past, my trauma, the little girl in me spoke. And I haven't heard her in a long time. And when I say her, I mean the events, the situation. When I think of those situations, that's not me, that's her crying out for attention. Like, I know you healing, but don't forget me, okay? And y'all, I cried. People don't understand that when you are traumatized, you don't go away. You heal, you learn from it, you forgive. But the pain, the the um the pain lingers. There will be times where you will have everything you want in life, but you will still feel the same sadness as if you were still experiencing the stuff. This is why people take medication and have to get counseling, because trauma does not remove itself completely. It either transmutes into something greater, which is what happened with me, or makes you bitter and it makes you become probably an abuser too if you don't deal with it properly. This is why people that abuse other people, I always, I hate what they did, but I always, my heart goes out to them, because hurt people. And that's what a lot of people don't realize, so it was a recent incident. Really, really, I don't really want to speak on it, about a 2-year-old and a 21-year-old in my city. And it was so terrible because it's like the guy, the perpetrator is 21. That means he's only been on this earth 21 years. That means the person who took in something from him is still here and probably still harming people. And that person is now 21 harming people. He harmed a 2-year-old viciously. And to me, I want to investigate the whole family. Because in my mind, a 21-year-old was raised by a woman that's around my age. She needs to be spoke. Somebody needs to ask her, what did she allow happen in that 21-year-old's life, that he is doing what he's doing to 2-year-olds? Because hurt people hurt people. Trauma does not just leave. It carries on, it transmutes to something. And if you don't get it checked, if you don't get counseling, if you don't deal with it, it can become a monster, okay? When people are dealing with trauma at a young age, you are introduced to darkness at a very young age. When you were supposed to be protected, you were supposed to be shown love, and you had to see the darkest side of a human at a very young age. And this affects people long term. By the grace of my conscience, I wasn't broken to be bitter. I wasn't broken to be an abuser. I actually tapped into a higher perception. My trauma transmuted into a higher perception. I learned to just look at life without the illusion. I see clear. I can see the truth in things. It's like I can see the deceivers before they open their mouth. I can walk into a room and see everybody in there, and I can see the shadows of them. I never really thought of that, because I make friends and I don't talk to certain people because of these friends. And people will say stuff like, you think you better than us. No, I see your darkness. Wow. And as I'm talking to you guys, I just really realized that portion. I always knew I had a higher perception because of the way I think. I didn't know it was because of my trauma. This just happened today, where I realized my trauma is the reason why I have a higher perception. But literally, while I'm on this live talking to you guys, I just realized that this is why I have a discernment for people in life. This is why when I walk into rooms, I cannot gravitate to everyone in the room, because I can see the higher selves. I can see the true selves. When they open their mouth, I can tell how they interact. I can read people. I can read people so good. I can tell when somebody is out their mind. I can tell how people will react in certain situations without actually seeing them in those situations. And I can make a choice to not deal with them or not because of that. So my higher perception has given me the gift to see clear. I don't, when people talk, I see through their bullshit. That's why people say I'm mean. I'm not mean, I mean business. You can't bullshit me, okay? I see higher than that. The illusions is broken over her. And it's sad to say that sometimes your trauma can break your conscience and give you a higher perception. And it's only because it's causing your brain, your soul to awaken, to not be blinded by illusion, to realize that you're not safe. Because this is what school and this is what everybody wants you to believe in this matrix, that we're safe, we're good, everything is good. In reality, it's not. In reality, you need to wake up. In reality, you need to pay more attention to your surrounding. Hey, Daisy, in reality, you need to have more discernment for who you have in your life. You need to pay attention to a person's actions and not just their words. I've walked away from many relationships because of my discernments. And people say stuff like, oh, you walk away easy. It's not that I walk away easy. It's just that I have a higher perception and I see people's shadow. And when I see your shadow and you're not willing to work on it, I no longer care to deal with you. I know that you don't have to be in my life. That's why it's easy for me to walk away. It's not that I'm walking away from the situation. I don't care. I'm walking away from your shadow. I cannot deal with it. I cannot live in that illusion. And the partner I'm with now, I chose him because when I spoke with him, his shadow wasn't bad. And this is real, y'all. When I spoke to him, I told him my name was Sandy because I identify as Sandy Cheeks, the little squirrel in the bottom of the sea with SpongeBob. Do you know this man, within 5 seconds meeting me, said his name was SpongeBob? So his aura, he was very on point, but his aura wasn't dark. See, and this is how I connect with people. I can see your shadow before I see you. This is why I walk into rooms and I don't talk to everyone. I was a young girl getting judged in school by people who I already knew wasn't shit. And they were getting mad at me because I wouldn't deal with them. Like, you think you know, it ain't that I think I'm better. I just know you're full of shit. And I'm cool, Bookie. And every one of those people who I did not deal with, and I saw other people dealing with them, and I may have dealt with that person that dealt with them, I seen them have conflict with them later. And I said, that's why I didn't deal with them. You didn't see it. You can't see. It's so weird. So now I used to hate I hate my trauma. Yes, I hate what I went through. I do. I hate the experience. I hate the reminders, the thought. I hate what was taken from me. But I love the gift I got behind it. I love it. I enjoy being able to see through illusions. This is the highlight of my life. My trauma turned into a gift. How freaking awesome. Excuse me, y'all, while I embrace the beautiful side of trauma. Because some people act like there ain't no beautiful side. And I'm here to tell you, there is. There's a beautiful side of trauma. What is up is so below. So if it's hurting you, it can reward you still. And I never, never, never consider my rewards. Because I definitely have discernments. Not only not only are my children living a life that I would have dreamed, they have their mother is so just so in tune with herself. I have the perfect person around them. I don't have the issues. It's just so amazing. The love and the support that I provide for my kids because of the trauma I went through. I never thought I'd see the day where I say I thank you. Thank you for waking me up. Thank you for taking what was so innocent from me at a very young and broke my conscience to where I was awakened to something that's bigger than me. Oh my God, I thank my abuser. God, without you, I wouldn't be who I am today. And it's sad because some people, thank you for who just subscribed, you guys. I'm sorry, y'all. This is a turning point for me, y'all. Trauma, neglect is what shapes our world. People are moving off of trauma and neglect all day. They're harming each other, they're harming you. People are selfish because of their own trauma. It's so much. Everybody is, and it's a repeated cycle. I'm breaking that cycle. My children don't even call each other names, y'all. My children, I don't don't even get me started. I've seen household where the kids are I don't have a sibling, so I could not imagine that type of love. I wish I had brothers and sisters from my mother, but I don't. And that probably makes me more empathetic to a lot of situations because I just don't understand how siblings beef and hurt each other. I don't get it. If I had some people, some four lifers, baby, we'll be four lifing. Hey, Ava, you want to know what happened? You know what? I absolutely do not mind telling you guys what happened because, like I say, I don't know how to lie, so it's gonna come out eventually. I was um I was molested by a family member. They went to jail. Um, I was 8 years old, and it literally it. I went to counseling. I personally feel like my experience is different from some people because this was somebody that cared for me. And when you have a person that is a parental guider, somebody that can punish you, somebody that provides for you, it's even worse to deal with that trauma because you're not you confuse love and safety with danger. You know what they're doing to you is wrong. And so it heightens your sense of danger. So now, as an adult, when I date, it's really hard for me to maintain trust in a relationship. And it also causes me to have a high layer defense. So I'm on edge all the time, like, what is this? What is that? So, and then I did speak about me and my guys morning, and that's why I spoke of that because it's difficult to maintain a healthy relationship when you have been traumatized as a child, especially as a child when you have been your innocence has been taken from you, your sense of safety has been removed. The part of you that was developing had to stop and become defensive. That does something to you, and you're always in defensive. And if you've watched any of my videos, I'm a little person. I'm 2 inches away from being a midget. So, you know, taking somebody power like me, the man was very selfish. He was very sick. And I pray for him too, though. I hope that he finds himself and he forgive himself because truthfully, he's been hurt too. He has a story. Oh gosh, this is why I say what I say. He too was abused by his own family, y'all. So don't, I'm not here to bash him if he ever hears this because I'm over the situation. I'm not completely over because, like I said, I cried this morning, and it was because sometimes you just feel like, why did that happen to me? Why? And then there's why did that happen? And tears came down, and I had to really go into myself, and I had a conversation. Um, I use G-Chat a lot, so I basically was just transparent with it and was breaking down some of the symptoms and we talk a lot about how I am and explains to me why I am the way I am. And it gave me appreciation for myself more because it's like you can turn that pain into power. You don't have to walk around powerless. My I'm great. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, I'm glad I'm okay because it could have turned very bad. I could have got pregnant. I could have caught a disease. I could have lost. I could have been unalive. You know, people usually unalive children when they do things like that to them. So I just thank God I'm able to have my own babies and live my life, and I don't have to. You know, I'm not a person that is bitter or walking around hurting other people, that I'm actually trying to help people. And the fact that I created this page, it's because I've been hurt. I don't like to see people hurt. And so I see the injustice in the system. I see the neglect in households. And I want to bridge the gap for people, you know? I want to be the voice that ain't nobody that you don't have. I want to speak for the people who scared to talk, because one thing about my trauma did give me, it gave me sense of I like to defend the weak. I'm a strong person. Don't get it twisted, okay? My trauma made me strong because it made me have to stand up for myself because I couldn't stand up for myself. Nobody stood up for me. Thank you for your subscription, Ava. I really appreciate that. So it just made me stronger, you guys. And I'm just here for anybody who has any trauma. It don't have to be anything sexual. Any trauma. You could have a parent mentally abusing you. You can have somebody just depriving you. Trauma is trauma. And it's you that can change it into something better. It's your choice. It's ultimately your choice. Nobody has to become an abuser because they were abused. you know. Although that's one of the easiest route that people take. When you get your power taken from you, you usually try to take people power. And I had manipulative ways growing up because of that. Well, I manipulated men a lot. Come on now. I used to be a dancer. Like, come on, I had the symptoms of trauma. I've lived through it. But I'm past them now, and I'm thankful that I didn't lose my life while I was going through that stuff. And I was still self-healing. I've never been on a path where I felt like I was just good where I'm at. I've always been on some, what can we do better? What are we doing to make ourselves better today? What can we do to improve our overall happiness? What can we do to stop causing this chaos? Like, I'm always on some, there's more potential. There's more. And as long as you keep that mindset, you will be fine. I want more for my kids. I don't want my kids to sleep in their bed at night and worry about if somebody's coming in their room to touch them. I don't. No. I will be single before I allow something like that to happen. And this is why I say women, a lot of times, black women, in the not even black women. This is a women's thing. This is not about a color, because I know a lot of races and countries have dealt with this type of abuse, and a lot of women allow it. I'm sad to say this. A lot of women will knowingly allow their child to be abused by a man just because they want to have a man. And I'm glad I just brought that up, because I was going to make a video called Male Pleasing Women. They are a threat to society. Women that will allow men to harm children, or that do not stand up against men because they don't want to make them mad, are a threat to society. I cannot stand women that act like that. That run around and always want to please men even when men are wrong. Like, what is wrong with y'all? I'm gonna give you an example of these type of women. You see a little girl walking down the street. She a little girl. She might be dressed a certain way, but she's a little girl. And a grown man tries to talk to her. Do you know that grown woman that is a male pleaser would say, look how she dressed? So you blaming the child for this grown ass man being attracted to her, you dumb bitch? Women like that are dangerous. Okay? Women that allow men to do heinous things to children or to anyone and go be with them after that are dangerous. They need to be off with the men. Like it's not that is ridiculous. And even like you see videos, I watched a movie where a lady knew her husband was abusing a little girl, kidnapped a little girl, and she assisted him with it. A woman. This is my point. When I say women have more power than we like to, that we like to say, we try to act like we got. Man, look, that's why I call women out on they bull crap. We bring life in this world, we nurture it, we raise it, and we allow it to do what it does. So a lot of this stuff that men get away with, it be from women. It be from women. They be knowing these men will go on, but they willing to have a man up their butt. They don't care. They allow anybody to suffer so they can have their way. I despise women like that. They don't deserve to live. I'm sorry. They worse than the men. But again, I'm just happy that my trauma broke my conscience and made me have a higher perception, y'all. And if it's happened to you, make a comment. Say something. Don't make me feel alone. And I know I ain't. It's scientific evidence that trauma can give you a higher perception because it causes your soul to wake up and to look at the world without illusion. And at the age of 8, I have been looking at the world without illusion since I was 8 years old. This is why I can walk in the rooms with people that are older than me and hold conversations with them. This is why I can walk into rooms with lobbyists and politicians and judges, and I can hold conversations with them. And I don't even have the education they got, y'all. I don't got it. I'm illiterate. I didn't graduate college. I can't speak proper English. Ain't trying to. And guess what? I don't give a fuck. But guess what? I can hold a whole conversation with a judge. I can hold a whole conversation with people that went to college and got full PhDs. I can sit at the table with them and have them question themselves. That should tell you something. Okay? I got to get ready for work, though, y'all. Thank you, Ava. Thank you, everyone, for you guys' subscription. I really appreciate this. I will make a video just because someone asked me what happened. I haven't took the time to sit back and think about what all happened because I literally packed that into part of my brain that I shall not touch. And the fact that I cried about it this morning is a sign that I may need to touch on it. I may need to make a video to be transparent about actually what did happen to me. I haven't went into detail because I have to mentally prepare my brain to open up that book. Okay, I have to sit back and tell myself, now look, we're gonna open this book. We're gonna look at the pictures. We ain't reading the words. We gonna look at the pictures. That's it. They gonna get a guide so they can understand. Okay? But one day I'm gonna write. I'm gonna do it. And I'm not gonna be able to do it live. It's not gonna be a live thing because it's too emotional. I don't wanna do a bunch of rambling because it's too serious. And I don't mind telling what happened. I absolutely don't. What I do mind is who can be harmed after I tell it. That is my concern. So I got to be careful of how I tell it because there are people who are involved in the story that I currently still deal with and I still love. And I do not care to have them exposed, attacked, harmed, or talked about in any fashion because at the end of the day, I can't change who they are to me. And I'm not. And I forgive this person and I love them dearly because that person too was abused. Okay, that person too was neglected. Okay, so I have empathy for both of the people involved and everyone else that was involved or anyone that has had to deal with it. I have empathy because a lot of this comes from, I know nobody want to believe it or not. They want to try to act like it's just so supposed to be disappearing. It came from white men raping black men. That's where it came from. You fucking fruities. Shit. You wonder why black kids are being molested like that? Because y'all was raping black people in slavery. That's why. And nobody dealt with it. Nobody gave us no damn counseling. And that's why our homes are being destroyed all the time by the same shit that the child was doing to us. We doing it to each other. That's why. Sick of y'all. And that lady Lily, whatever her name is, girl, I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you, but in a good way. I'm going to get at you. I'm going to get at you, Lily, because you so obsessed with us. You already got a silver spoon in your mouth and you got a time to go make a black face. Oh, my God. Baby, you're hurt. You're so hurt. How can you be sitting at the top and coming down to the bottom? Lily, oh, baby, I can't wait to read you. I can't wait. You went on Halloween and got you a black face with hoop earrings. So you could pretend to some, I'm being the worst thing in Halloween. What's that? A black woman. You jealous, mutant DNA having Trump. You know what? I'm going to get up off of here, y'all. Because that ain't what I came on. That thing popped in my head. I pity her. I pity her. I feel sorry for her. Because she does not realize when she's up against God. She really don't. I'm sorry if I offended anybody. I'm not here to bring up racism, but I had to. The black face for Halloween, y'all, go look that up, y'all. It's so sad that we are dealing with our own trauma within our own black community. We got to deal with non-blacks sitting around talking about our trauma like we put it on our fucking self. That shit bothers me, bro. How can her little white ass get on there and say, these white girls, the black girls, they just fight. You wear hoop earrings to go fight. If you're going to fight, why are you wearing that? Shut your dumb ass up. Shut up for somebody whoop your ass. Okay, bitch? You would get beat the fuck up. I'm off for here. Bye, y'all. Have a good day. Whew.